Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills.
Is it just me? Or is dating in your 30s literally just the worst thing ever?
Are you scared that you'll never find a guy who will actually stick around?
So, I just want to say that I literally hate dating.
Trying to date in your 40s.
Dating for women in their 40s is the most challenging thing they've ever faced.
I think I have lost the absolute last shred of hope I had that there's still good men left in the world.
How do you think it is today that a lot of American men are going overseas to find wives?
Dating really sucks, especially...
Dating in the West is the worst thing for a man. He's better off getting a passport. Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Why is it that the finest guys in the world, and also single, never leave the house? Is there a reason for that?
It's actually quite simple. A lot of guys that are single have really come to enjoy the peace and tranquility that often comes with that. And the easiest way to maintain that is to stay at home.
There is literally no place I'd rather be than dating in my 30s right now. I am approaching it from such a different lens than in my 20s. I pictured myself aggressively dating. Like, how could I possibly take a night off of the week? Like, I need to find a husband. Guys, I'm being serious. That is exactly how I pictured myself in this. And it is just simply not the reality.
Girls think that they want to date a high value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself. Everyone talks about, oh, date a high value man. And so this is what you do to have to attract a high value man. But I've never heard anyone talk about like actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman. It's not for the weak. I have other friends who are dating like very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
Can someone tell me what is a high-value man? 'Cause all I see is women going after rich, single men. Hope high income doesn't mean high value. Dating a high-value man is not for the weak. It is both humbling and rewarding. They don't want a high-value man. They want the high-value life. Principles, integrity, courage, compassion, understanding, humility, honesty are just some of the ideals a high-value man gives and expects. Sleeping with a high-value man is easy. Retaining a high-value man is the hard part. May the odds be ever in your favor, ladies. When women hear high-value man, the first thing they think about is money. Someone who can take care of them and fund their lifestyle. Nothing else matters. To be honest, most of these women don't even qualify to be with such a man. They just care about the benefits that comes along while being with such a man. In other words, these women try to date these kinds of men for material gains. They fail to keep that man in the long term because they have nothing else to offer other than pre-owned kitty.
If a guy is ever ghosting you after a date, he probably just died. I always think about this story. My little sister's good friend went out with a guy for like a month, and then he just like out of the blue ghosted her. Like they had plans, texting, asking like, is everything, are we still on? He always just didn't respond. So after like a month, she kind of gets curious and goes like back to his Instagram page to see like what he's been up to. Turns out he really did die. So it's not you, they just died.
How do you think it is today that a lot of American men are going overseas to find wives?
I cannot relate. It is the real thing, but it's just insecurity. Think overseas, go overseas, babe. I completely disagree because it takes a whole lot of courage, a whole lot of self-confidence, somewhat of financial stability, and a passport, which a lot of chicks don't even have, for a man to go overseas and find his wife. And actually, really be the ones who are complaining about men leaving the U.S. to find their wives. It be the women themselves. Isn't it true that you hear so many women online talking about, leave, we don't want you here, leave, go find yourself a doormat, leave, you think you're better than everybody else now since you have a passport, where are you going? Basically, women are shaming men and insulting them for trying to do better for themselves. I hear women talking about they want to do better for themselves all the time. So what's wrong when a man wants to do that for himself? Unfortunately, some women in America are not submissive. They are way too masculine and they don't want to cater to a man. So girlfriend, you may look feminine, but if your attitude stinks, what is a man supposed to do besides moving on? And then you're going to be mad at him for it and call him insecure?
No, they want just mamas. Left the US 10 years ago, haven't looked back. I'm Filipina and we have high respect for our men. We call them out for their mistakes, but praise them highly for their achievements. Louder. My American man found me last year and loving me unconditionally. My fiancé traveled to my country for 7 days only. He met me 3 days after he landed and boom, fell in love in first sight. Most of people underestimate. Fellas, what exactly is holding you back right now from finding your wife overseas? If dating in the West isn't working out, you have many more options at your disposal. Do not continue to suffer in the hands of modern women. Save yourself and go build the family you've always wanted. Things wouldn't be this way if women didn't take advantage of men when being taken out on a date to get a free meal or never reciprocate the favors. Make a difference in your life.
Going out for dinner dates are dead, and here's why. Number one, women are calling it the Tinder diet, all right? They're literally going on dinner dates just to get free dinners and never talk to guys again. Don't be that guy.
Okay, I have a question. Who should pay on the first date? Is it the guys that are meant to pay or the girls that are meant to pay? And if you are continually going on dates, should the guy continually keep paying for all the dates or should the girl, or do you take it in turns? I don't know. I'm having an argument with a friend in a minute, well, discussion on who should pay for dates. Do you get turned off if a girl doesn't offer to pay? Do people get turned off at 50-50? I don't know who's meant to pay for what dates anymore.
What is the biggest issue in this generation when it comes to dating?
People don't want to commit because in the age of social media, it's like follow, unfollow. It's not real. But if you actually like meet someone and you're like, oh my God, you're a real person, it's so different. There's like disconnect between reality and social media.
No one wants commitment these days. Maybe I come from a different generation, but I feel like people these days, they're not comfortable with what they have now. They have to look for something better. And Tinder, dating apps, they give the illusion of options. No one's ever happy or satisfied.
That is correct. Commitment is at an all-time low. Everyone is always looking for the next best thing, thinking they're gonna find better. Loyalty in this generation is something that's becoming rare every single day. Dating is just getting worse in every way possible.
Okay, if someone ghosts you, this is the best way to get them to respond. You say, hey, honestly, I've been noticing that you're not responding. And if you ever want to see your family again, you will text me back. Works every time.
Are you crazy? So I'm sitting here scrolling through Raya and I'm just looking through the pics and hitting nope and hitting nope. And then it dawns on me, I just picture someone else just going through their phone, seeing pictures of me and just hitting nope. It's a very humbling thought.
Yeah, like, honestly, even, like, my boyfriend now, like, I tell him, too, I was like, you honestly weren't my regular type. And he ended up being my soulmate in my eyes because I was into, like, douchebags before him. So it's like, I would not have given him a chance, but I was like, oh, he's nice, he's funny. And then I was like, oh, shoot, like, I just took a chance on a good guy, even though that wasn't my type before.
What was your type?
I'd say guys with, like, huge egos.
Question for you. So how many of the jerks and f***ers did you have to go through before you gave him a shot?
Honestly, I'd say quite a lot. Like, hookup culture toxic because it was toxic. It was so bad for my mental health. The guys were terrible, and it's refreshing not to have that anymore.
So how does it feel, bro? Your girl just admitted to everybody that these men with huge egos, D-bags, were able to sleep with her without commitment through hookup culture because she had genuine desire for these men. And then you came along and you got to be her soulmate that she had to convince herself to take a chance with.
This is a perfect example of a nice guy being used as her last option. When she found out no one else wanted her, she's had no other choice but to settle down that nice guy. Again, a nice good guy is the last resort for these women after they finish having their fun. At that point, all they're looking for is a sucker who can take care of their needs. Being in that position as a man is truly soul-crushing. It gets you nothing but used. And she only realized this after she got done getting smashed by all these chads.
So, I just want to say that I literally hate dating. Is there anybody else out there that hates it? I hate first dates. I literally hate them. I just want to meet someone and instantly connect. Why am I so deranged that that's what I want? I know that's not normal, but that's what I want. I hate awkwardness. I hate first dates. I hate small talk. What's wrong with me?
Before I go into work, I have a question. Is it just me? Or is dating in your 30s literally just the worst thing ever? Like, why is it so hard to date in your 30s? It's like Tinder, all these apps and stuff that you have to download, all these things that you have to be on. But then you get on them, and the men on there, it's insane. You literally tell them what you do as a profession. And of course, I say, I'm a nurse. And they say, oh, I think I want to be taken care of. Like, why? Why is dating in your 30s so hard? Somebody let me know in the comments. Like, tell me what else I can do, because I'm real confused. But it's rough out here on me.
To be honest, a woman dating in her 30s is a red flag. It shows that she has the inability to choose a good mate to settle down with. It also shows that these women aren't dating with intentions. It shows that they've been wasting their lives away in their 20s. Statistic also shows that nurses are more likely to cheat on their partners. To answer her question though, it's hard for women to date in their 30s because the men aren't looking for women who are in their 30s.
I just saw a video of a guy who was genuinely upset because his Tinder date was upset that he wanted to split the bill. If you ask someone on a date, you pay for the date. Whoever asks the person on the date pays for the date. That is dating etiquette, guys. This is how you court someone. It's not that hard.
Disagree. If you have to convince a sister, a woman, that you are a good option, that you're her best option, right? By jumping through hoops, by proving yourself, by buying her stuff, by telling her what she wants to hear, she's not the one for you. That's what I tell my sons. Why do I say that? Because she clearly does not see you as her best option, right? She thinks you're just one of many, or maybe you're okay, but maybe another better one is coming, right? Now, if you finally convince her to marry you, what is going to happen in that relationship? What's going to be the power dynamic in that relationship? You've basically signed up for a life of her on a pedestal and you working overtime to please her. And sisters, unfortunately, hate it when I talk about this, right? Because this is the model we've been presented by society. A man's job is to please you. A man's job is to make sure you are happy. A man's job is to cater to you, etc. And the reality is, certainly as far as the deen is concerned, it's actually the opposite. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam have taught us as women the importance of pleasing our husbands, of catering to our husbands, of looking after our husbands.
No woman that likes you will ever have you jumping through hoops so that you can prove yourself. Women only set up these rules for guys that they do not have any interest in, so they just use them and take advantage of them for the time being. What we have to understand is that you as a man are not responsible for anyone's happiness. Your woman should already come in the relationship happy, and at that point, you guys create memories together and expand on that happiness. A relationship where one side is happy and the other isn't doesn't really last long.
So you know how a lot of girls will say that they're not going to sleep with a guy until they feel that the guy is like committed to them, and then they wonder why the guy is not really showing any interest in them. Women need the emotional connection first to have sex. Men don't actually have much regard for a woman and open up their emotions to a woman until after they've had sex with them.
Hey,
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she is so disheartened with the dating scene. And I'll say I have my own misgivings too. It's been very interesting. We're in the Atlanta market, and if you are at all aware, it's real special down here. But she's been dating for the last 2 years post-divorce, and she texted me yesterday and said, "I'm done." I said, "No." I said, "You've just scratched the surface." She said, "No, I'm done. I'm done." She said, "I'll live vicariously through you and all the other folks and friends." She said, "I can't do this anymore." And I think it's just really disheartening because she is a beautiful girl, beautiful woman with a wonderful spirit, great character. And I think what all of us kind of in similar situation are finding is that there's too much craziness out here. Too many people are into polyamorous situations, dating multiple women, multiple guys at the same time. Nobody seems to care that they're sharing. Nobody wants to be exclusive. Marriages are down per the statistics. And what you find is that people that are married are willing to step out, be it men or women, just to see if there's some excitement out there. And I'm like, it's working towards having that one person, building that safety, building that connection, building that love, intimacy is just, I mean, where is that nowadays? I mean, it's really, really sad to me that this is the position that we're in. And those of us who actually still want to find, that one person, it's become a real challenge. But I tell you, I'm sad to see that, good folks are just throwing in the towel at this point because, they're tired. They're tired. And I get it. Shameful.
Dating is very sad for the man as well, and he has it 10 times worse. There's difficulties on both sides. A lot of people have just decided to walk away because it's just too much to handle. Tired of the games, tired of being played. There isn't even loyalty amongst marriage couples anymore. The vows means nothing. People are getting divorced left and right. We have come to an age where cheating is more popular than commitment.
Time for some real talk. We all know that dating sucks. Dating when you're over 40 sucks. Online dating culture sucks. Talking phases suck. Dating when you're a single parent, male or female, sucks. When you have your kids 100% of the time, it's almost impossible. But when you add to the fact that you are a 42-year-old mom bod living in the state with the smallest population to that, it really sucks. Because if you live in the state with the lowest population, you also live in the state with the lowest dating pool.
Are there any girls out there that genuinely want to be pursued anymore?
Do men pursue women anymore? Do men know what the definition of dating is? Do you think texting me at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning saying what you doing, that's dating? Is telling me that you want to pull up all the time, oh, but you not hungry? Is that dating? I'm just so confused. Is hitting me up when you feel like it, when your other hoes dropped you, is that dating? I'm just confused. Do men actually pursue women? Do men know what the definition of pursuing a woman is? Don't come over here and waste my time, baby. Know what you want and come step correct, or don't step to me at all. I'm just saying.
I just love it when women ask that question. When the men were doing the pursuing, they were called creeps. When they were trying to approach and putting effort in, they were told to leave women alone. Any chance these women had, they turned it into something negative. And now, modern women are seeing the effects of what they've been asking for. It is the biggest mirror that has been placed in their faces so far.
Trying to date in your 40s is so frustrating. When did we end up with all this 42, 43, 44-year-old men that look like they're 60? I'm 41 and it's so hard to find anybody that looks their age. And then I be getting the ick so fast. I went on a date with this guy and he started coughing weird. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but he was coughing weird. And I was I can't date you because that cough is like so weird. Like all I see is like health liability. Like, come on, 40, 50, like I was like, I can't. So I decided that I guess I'm just going to stay single and get like 6 cats or whatever. But yeah, I don't recommend. I don't recommend find somebody before you're 40 because
Anybody trying to date me, my bills are your bills. So
And here we have another individual who has confused the rules of dating with the rules of marriage.
I don't care whose car it is. You're trying to date me. You're trying to take a load off of me.
Exactly when did dating come to mean taking the load off of someone financially? And here I thought dating was just about getting to know someone. When did that definition change?
So my car is your car. You cover the bills. I don't.
No, that's not what that means. If a person is just dating, no. Their property is still their property, and their responsibilities are still only theirs. It's not the other person's responsibility to financially take care of that person.
Simple. You're trying to date me, so my bills are your bills. Period.
But the simplest thing of all is that individuals with this particular thought process aren't going to end up being the most unhappy, because the individuals that they find are actually willing to support them financially just when they're dating and not when they're married are going to be the ones that they're the most unhappy with, because they have the lowest levels of self-esteem and self-worth, and they're going to find themselves wondering, where are all the real men at? Well, the real men are the ones that won't put up with this type of behavior.
Well, by that logic, the man's bills are her bills as well. Or is this only a one-way street deal? We should all be thankful to the internet, because this is the true nature of some of these women out there. They only care about their needs being taken care of. Dating used to be about getting to know each other, and now it's being used by modern women in a way for them to find a daddy to take care of them. It's truly sad indeed. Dating is getting worse every single day.